So I have a mic on this crazy phone here. I hope it works. Um, but I just wanted to address briefly anxiety and depression. Um, I don't like talking about those things. To me, it's kind of depressing, really. And I just want to make good videos. I want to make happy videos. I want to make smiley videos, videos that cause people to laugh and have fun and don't even think about all these, you know, different things that's going on in the world. And but I had a couple of friends told me, Stan, you addressed your depression and anxiety briefly in one of your videos, and you need to talk about it more. And they kept bothering me about it, and I was like, I really don't want to talk about it. I don't like talking about myself. I don't think most people do anyway. Um, but I thought it was something that needed to be addressed because I realized that a lot of people um, suffer with anxiety and depression. And for me, actually, I used to only think that it was just vets because when I finally decided to go in to get help, it was just vets that I saw getting treated, military vets, and realized that it's on a larger scale. People around you. As I walk and I look at people faces or people sitting in the cars or even when I'm filming in the parks, you see people, and people smiling, but you can see on some people's faces that they're struggling, they're suffering. It's definitely a struggle. um, you know all that glitters is not gold. So you can definitely tell, or you can run into some people. I have met people that have been transparent and tell you, hey, I'm really struggling with anxiety and or depression or both or PTSD or whatever it is. And so yeah, I just wanted to talk briefly on it. I can probably go on forever about it, but I don't want to take up too much of you guys' times. But I think that a lot of people do want to hear about it, or do want to feel like there's hope, or do need help. And some people are stubborn, especially men. I think most men don't want to seek out help, refuse to get help, and it's not a good thing because it leads to other things. It leads to sometimes violence, physical, or sometimes suicide. It starts off with a mood swing, and before you know it, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole different level, right? And I've suffered with it for a while. As I started thinking back, I didn't realize how far back it went because when I was working with for Verizon in New York, um, at the corporate office over the Tappan Zee Bridge in Orangeburg, I used to have breakdowns. I just realized as I started thinking back, and that's many years ago. Many years ago, I used to have breakdowns. I used to go into the bathroom and cry, and didn't know. I thought I was just going through, some moments. I didn't know what it was. And then I moved to Atlanta, and then I experienced that same depressive, sad, moody type feeling in Atlanta. I actually attempted suicide in Atlanta in 2003. I went on the train tracks and was waiting for the train, and all those things. I just thought it was maybe just me being, I don't know, stupid, or I never knew it was like something that needed to be diagnosed until I came to Florida. And it's only a few years ago I went to get help. That kind of cost me my family. I'm not saying everything that I did, but I'm saying a lot of it, was the result of, all this depressive, sad, cry. I used to be in my garage for days at a time, don't come out in the garage. I'm talking about, I'm in Florida, so do you know how hot it gets in the garage? I don't have AC in the garage, and I used to just spend days in the garage, just locked up, crying, depressed, down and out. Have combustive um, outbursts, and until I finally decided about, so it's been years. I thought it was just like 3 years ago I started struggling with this, but as I started thinking back, it's been many, many, many years. And I failed to go get help or seek help or get it diagnosed to really find out what it was about and how it affects your life, your everyday life. Because when it starts affecting the things that you enjoy or the things you like, then you know it's serious. Because I used to love coaching my son. I coached my son in soccer, and there were times when I didn't want to coach him, and then I knew that something was wrong because I enjoy soccer. As I put him on my shoulder and juggle the ball, and when I didn't feel like doing that anymore, or taking him to the park, then I realized that it was most serious. So I have those, outbursts, yelling, screaming, and I worked in the jail for 10 years, and I felt, at nighttime, at 12-hour shifts, and coming in dealing with these people in there, these clowns, I used to call them, but, it was just crazy. Like, you like those slamming in your head constantly, and it just sets you off. And I felt my mood swing getting worse, like really worse, because everybody know me. Everybody's worked with me know that Stan always smiles and jokes and laugh. I always come in with a Circle K, big cup of Coke, and just be going through. Even if the inmates were mad, I mean, I've seen some of my coworkers want to fight some of these inmates, and I just laugh. I always laugh. Like I never had any issues, and I realized over the years this thing is starting to affect me really badly. Um, I only went to get help recently, maybe last year or so, maybe at the VA, and yeah, and then I got diagnosed. They said, "Oh, this is not good. This is severe, like severe anxiety, depression, um, and so much more, and all these different pills that they try to put me on, but." A lot of times I didn't want to take the pills because it makes you sleepy and drowsy, and sometimes you have things to do, you can't do it, you can't go nowhere, you can't drive, and I was like, Lord, this is like it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So eventually, after all this, my situation started getting worse. My anxiety, my mood swings, my depression, my crying, my sad, melancholy all the time, and then so I finally went to get help, and I'm telling you, man, it's been really good, and I just want to encourage you guys. Even when I was working with the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta, I was doing security for the Braves. It was an awesome job. I get to watch the baseball games for free, or mingle with the crowd and crack them up, and hang out and have fun, and it was a fun job. I missed that job so much. It's one of the funnest jobs I've ever had. And even then, I was having those breakdowns, going to the bathroom, constantly crying, constantly crying. I was supervising in Orlando, same thing. I'll be in the bathroom sometimes 2, 3 hours. And I'm supposed to be supervising, and I'm having these breakdowns, these panic attacks, these crazy, something's going to happen. I'm worried. I don't know what it is. The world is coming to an end. I don't know. And that's when people started encouraging me, Stan, you got to get help. Like, this is not normal. Like, especially for you, because you're such a upscale guy. You're always, like, always upbeat, right? And it was like, you need to go get help, because, I just started sleeping all day, and covered down under this dark blanket in my garage, and not wanting to get up, not wanting to do anything, and you just feel down, like you have like 1,000 pounds on your back, right, on your shoulders, and I was like, ooh, this man, I'm gonna end up, some people end up coming to suicide, and I felt that I had that spirit on me a lot of times, and I really had to pray, like, but I had to do more than that, like, sometimes in the black community, they just think that you have somebody pray on you in the name of Jesus, and then that's it. And it doesn't work that way. This is medical. Like this is like a disease. In itself. You definitely need to get help. It's not just about somebody praying over you, or you're praying for yourself, but you also have to seek out the professionals that can diagnose you and make recommendations and put you in groups and kind of like it's a gradual process. And honestly, I never thought I would be one of those people that suffered from that, right? Because I always giggled and thought it was funny when I heard people like, what are you depressed about? Like, what's wrong? Just get up and go jog, like take a shower, like that used to be me thinking that way, but it's definitely medical. It's not something to play with. It's a lot of people have hurt themselves from, mood swings, depression, anxiety, hurt other people. Um, and so I just want to encourage you guys out there. There's so many people, I guess, suffering from this disease, and that's why one of my friends, encouraged me to do this video, and I was like, wow, okay, let me talk about it. I don't like talking about depressive things, but I know a lot of people are suffering and need to seek out help. You gotta seek out help. You can't play with it. This is not something that to joke around, especially if you have a family, especially if you have kids, especially if you like doing things. The mood swings. One minute you're up, one minute you're down. One minute you're up, one minute you're down. Right? Who wants to live that way? So you definitely want to seek out help available. There's always help available. There's a lot of companies, like a lot of professionals also in the workplace, in the corporate America, that are suffering from depression. You'll be amazed, shocked how many people in corporate America is suffering with anxiety and depression. So, those companies also offer counseling and help, for people that are struggling. And like I said, man, the funnest job I had was doing security for the Atlanta Braves, and even then I had these breakdowns, or had these moods, or people coming up to you and saying hi, and you just kind of like just borderline hello, like after a while, you can feel the difference, and so I just want to encourage you, just seek help, don't play with it, don't brush it off or sweep it below the rug. Just seek help. There's help all around you. Hospitals, clinics, your jobs, your schools, wherever you are, in every environment that you're in, there's somebody offering help. Even in your own neighborhood, in your church, somebody's offering. Sometimes you have to ask. Some people are gonna walk up to you and say, "Hey, do you need help?" A lot of times they don't know that you're suffering, and a lot of times you don't want to tell anybody that you're suffering, especially men. Like, we don't want to talk about those things. We don't want to open up. A lot of us are very introverted, um, and men are very, like kind of like to themselves. They don't. We don't have the men's group to say, "Hey, guess what?" To talk about things like females get in a circle and talk about things. Men don't do that a lot of times. So it's very important to seek out help, and seek out advice, and get the help so you can live a healthy, normal life. So that's my encouragement to you. I was trying to talk for 5 minutes. It's already taken away, but that's my advice to you: is to seek out help, and the people are there to help you, to encourage you, and nobody wants to see you end your life, or there's a family that cares about you. There's a wife, there's a husband, there's your kids that love you so much. And I'm learning that now. I'm so in a better place. I'm so in a better place. Like I can do what I want to do. I can get up and go places and have fun and enjoy my kid and teach him soccer again, and you know take a trip here and there, and just enjoy the life that you're supposed to have. Because that's what God wants of you. He requires your best, and He wants you to live your best life, because that's what He offers us. He doesn't give us anything crappy. He gives you your best life now. That's what He wants you to have. So I just want to encourage you, to be encouraged if you're suffering. I know what it's like. Trust me. It's the last 3 years have been hell for me. Like, literally hell. Like, ooh. If I was to tell you so much, I'll be on here talking for an hour. It was literally hell. Like suicidal thoughts, and I was in another place. Like another place. So I just want to encourage you. Just live your best life. But to do that, you gotta seek your help. You can't be stubborn. I've been told many times before to get help, and I didn't. But I finally went, and it was, because I didn't want to feel like I need to tell anybody what's going on with me. How are you gonna diagnose me of what's going on with me, what's happening with me? That's how I used to look at it. How do you, as a counselor, know what's going on with me? I used to be very resistant, right? Even when I talked, when I talked to them, she couldn't feel it, and she would just smile. But they're professionals, man. They're licensed. They study this thing for years. They really know what they're doing or what they're talking about. So I'm telling you, I just want to encourage you to seek help. I'm telling you, you'll see your life change. You'll be in a better place. And take your meds and just do the things necessary to get from point A to point B. And after a while, man, you'll be living your best life. You wouldn't even need that crap. And there's a lot of healthy herbs and other things that you can take besides all these crazy meds that they give you to make you drowsy and sleepy and all that stuff. There's a lot of healthy stuff in the health food stores that can help. That's better than some of those meds that they offer you. But, just one step at a time. And definitely, I'm telling you, you'll be a happier person. So I hope this video bless you. Again, just any comments or questions or feel like asking, go ahead. Um, but I hope you heed to some of these advice, and don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless.